Zack Snyder, in returning to a topic we talked about a while ago, has confirmed, apparently at a some kind of con, was it? Or
CinemaCon, I believe. Yeah, it's another one of these conventions that apparently exists.
So he says that the Snyder Cut is in his hands, and it has been, and he has been working on it, and he essentially has it like 90-something% done, and all that's left is for some CG and soundtrack touch-ups.
Yeah, so I mean that was it in a nutshell. So first of all, I can tell you the Snyder Cut is something that the fan base of Justice League, the DC fan base, has been super hyped for the longest time. People have been saying it's existed. There's multiple petitions calling for its release.
There's been images slowly being released that hint at it of deleted scenes that were never put on the DVD.
Yeah, so this is great news for the fans. The fact that some form of the Snyder Cut actually exists and will possibly be released to the public.
We knew it was there, and it was exactly as I said, too. I said all of it was filmed, but they just didn't have the visual effects done.
Yeah.
And guess what? I was right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I called. I knew there would have to be some CG work. I knew there would have to be some touch-ups in the editing room. But, I mean, this is a cool thing to read about. This is a cool thing to be reporting about. Yeah, so the one thing that is a little odd, the movie is set to be over, or this version of the movie, is apparently 214 minutes long. So first of all, we've talked about the Justice League a lot. We talked about Zack Snyder a lot. So first of all, I think it's not controversial anymore to say that Justice League was sort of a letdown, even if you like the movie. And I did enjoy the movie for the most part. You have to admit it's sort of a mess of conflicting ideas. The vision of two separate directors in Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder just really didn't work on screen.
The vision of a studio unsure of what the hell it wanted to do.
Yeah, that's what I think it came down to. So, I mean, the CGI really is the thing that bugged me in the third act. It just felt incomplete.
Bugged you. Get it? Parademons. Yeah. Bug-like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't even make that. Yeah. But, and again, I think the whole mustache gate thing, if you want to call it that, with Henry Cavill, again, that felt rushed,
Worth it. Mission Impossible 5 was great.
Yeah,
it was 6.
It was 6. It was 6. 5... Yeah, 5 was Rogue Nation, 4 was Ghost Protocol, 6 was Fallout.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was awesome. So I don't know if it's worth completely destroying the established continuity of the DC universe, but it was pretty good. So see Mission Impossible Fallout, because Tom Cruise is pretty much good in everything. And Henry Cavill was great in it, so check him out in that. But yeah, so I mean, it suffered from a lot of problems. I wish they'd kept Zack Snyder on, or if they wanted to go the Joss Whedon route, have him direct the entire movie instead of just some weird moments that just sort of intercut the entire thing and kind of ruined the entire tone of the thing.
I don't know why they didn't go with a 2-part idea like they had originally.
Right.
Because that would have made sense. The whole story he had planned was, yes, for Darkseid to show up and for him to turn Superman evil by using the anti-life equation, which essentially all it does is remove your free will.
Right.
In whatever way, it basically breaks down all your beliefs, all of your hopes and dreams, and all of the values you hold dear, and you become susceptible to suggestion, I guess. And then that's what would almost lead to the nightmare scene that we see in BVS. But, of course, in the actual movie, that would be avoided because of, I guess, Flash's intervention or something like that. And we'd see it all come down to a big battle with the Omega Beams.
Yeah, so I mean, I do want to say, I think Zack Snyder is deeply flawed as a filmmaker. I think a lot of his movies, whether you love him or hate him, you have to admit, he has a lot of ideas that are unconventional for the genre.
Yeah, like his comments about Batman killing the other week. What was that?
Yeah, no, that I don't think anyone in the fan base actually liked that, even the Snyder diehards. But
I'm fine with Batman cracking a head or two in his day, but what he said just didn't make sense.
Yeah. No, it completely destroyed the character arc. And I think he was talking more about real life heroes and just trying to apply Batman to that, just trying to add some reality, but even that just felt completely out of context.
He should just stick to recreating paintings on screen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Watchmen was amazing. 300 was amazing. Man of Steel, I have mixed thoughts about. BVS, I have mixed thoughts about. Again, BVS, like I've said multiple times, the theatrical cut was pretty much garbage. It didn't really flow at all. The Ultimate Edition was significantly better, in my opinion. And I know you disagree with me on that you think the theatrical cut was essentially the same. But as far as I'm concerned, it really helps to flesh out Lex Luthor's motivations, makes him a much more interesting character to watch.
It
just
does.
Adds to the action of the whole thing.
It's just that when I watched it, I felt like I already kind of knew the things it was elaborating on for the most part. But it's good that it added.
I will say, this version of Justice League sounds very similar to the Snyder cut of BVS in that, it might be sort of weird to watch if you're going into it blind, but, it does have a full cohesive vision. Say what you will about Snyder, he has his own way of looking at things. So to really censor him or to really, interfere with that vision is, it's basically trying to... I can't even think of a good analogy for this.
They should have let him just finish the freaking movie, and then if they want to change tone and change direction, then get him out of it after it releases. Don't create all of this controversy that we've seen that's dragged on this long, that brought the movie down, brought him down, it brought DC down, WB down. You could have had it, you threw it all away. In the end, it didn't even matter.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the Snyder cut in a nutshell, and hopefully we see that within our lifetime.
I will say this, I did not buy Justice League on DVD or Blu-ray, because it was crap!
Yeah, I haven't bought any of the DC Extended Universe films on DVD, but...
I will get the Snyder cut, if not just out of curiosity.
No, I want to see it, even if it has nothing to do with the established DC continuity, I want to see what Snyder's vision turned out to be.
Yeah, they worry about, this would be wasted money if we make these DVDs, no one would buy it. Few people bought the original movie anyway, so that should show you, yeah, people don't want that. They want to see what the original version of the movie was supposed to be. And there's more of a market for at least just finding that out than there was for this weird Frankenstein amalgamation of bad ideas that was put out. It makes me sad.
I don't know, it's going to be like a Blade Runner situation where we're probably not going to see the director's cut of the film until years after. But,
oh god, the final director's cut.
Yeah, there's just going to be a million different cuts. There's probably going to be a Whedon cut at some point, let's be honest.
No thanks. We already saw Avengers.
Yeah.
We already saw Age of Ultron.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Whedon's the kind of guy who's just getting gradually worse with age too, Why, with what he puts on Twitter? Well, I mean, I have my own issues with his personal life and some of the things he sends out via Twitter. Some of his feminist comments were just absurd. The guy apparently slept around with other women while he was married and claims to be this uber feminist, which seems incredibly contradictory to me.
I think he's just trying to put up a little smokescreen.
But no, I was referring more to just the decline in his movie making. Avengers was okay. I was disappointed when I saw it in theaters, but it's sort of grown on me over time. Age of Ultron, I think, was disappointing. I think most of the Marvel fan base agrees with that.
It was visually nice.
Just his version of Justice League, the edits that you can clearly tell were his, the scenes you can clearly tell were his, were just for the most part unnecessary. I think the one Flash scene that we both think is the best scene of the movie was probably the one redeeming factor. Yeah. But I don't know. Whedon just, I think, has lost his edge to some extent.
What you just saw was a clip from our full show, the Utterly Nonsense Podcast, which airs every Friday. So click any of the links on the screen or subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. And let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for listening.